Hello, friends, and welcome back to Legalopolis. If you are dreaming of exploring the United States, you are in the right place. In this video, I'll be your guide through the intricacies of B2 visa. Whether you are planning a family vacation, attending special events, or seeking medical treatment, the B2 visa opens the door for you. Join me in welcoming you to the most comprehensive guide on B2 visa. In this video, we will cover what is B2 visa, what is the purpose of B2 visa, what is the eligibility criteria, that is, who needs to apply for a B2 visa, and the exceptions to the US visa waiver program. We will also discuss application process for B2 visa, preparation of documents, interview and biometrics process, difference between visa validity and visa duration, and visa extensions, and also restrictions on B2 visa. What is B2 visa? B2 visa is a non-immigrant visa that allows individuals to visit the United States temporarily for a short period of time and for a specific purpose. The purpose for which B2 visa is granted are: number 1, tourism or vacation; number 2, in order to visit friends or relatives; number 3, for medical treatment; number 4, participation in social events hosted by fraternal, social or service organizations; number 5, participation by amateurs in musical, sports or similar events, if not being paid for participating; and number 6, enrollment in a short recreational course of study which is not for credit towards a degree. Now friends, let's look at the eligibility criteria, that is, who needs to apply for a B2 visa. Any person who is A, a non-US national, or B, who is not a permanent resident of the United States, have to apply for a B2 visa for the specific purposes of tourism, visiting family, etc., as we just learned earlier in the video. However, US has a visa waiver program with around 41 countries, most of which are from Europe and a few are from other parts of the globe. The citizens of these countries don't have to apply for a B2 visa to enter the United States. They only need a travel authorization through ESTA before boarding any air or sea carrier to the United States. But this privilege is not absolute. There are 2 conditions which every traveler from these 41 countries must be aware of. Number 1, to utilize the visa waiver program, the traveler must have an electronic passport with enhanced security features. Without this passport, they cannot apply for an authorization under ESTA. I've also created an interesting video highlighting various passport types. The link is in the description box, so feel free to check it out. And number 2, if citizens from any of the 41 specified countries have visited or stayed in North Korea, Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Syria or Yemen on or after 1st of March 2011, or if they were present in Cuba or on after 12th of January 2021, or if they hold dual nationality with Cuba, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, that is North Korea, Iran, Iraq, Sudan or Syria, then they are ineligible to apply for the visa waiver program. Instead, they must pursue a B2 visa. The only exception being individuals traveling to these countries in diplomatic capacities or for military purposes. Now friends, let's understand the B2 visa application process. The first thing I would suggest is to validate your eligibility criteria. The eligibility criteria for a B2 visa are quite straightforward. Your purpose of travel must be aligned with any of the permissible activities under the B2 visa category, such as tourism, family visits, medical treatment, etc. But friends, it's more important to know that there are specific activities that are not permitted under the B2 visa, like you cannot study, work, engage in paid performances, work in press or other forms of information media, or pursue permanent residence in the US on a B2 visa. For these, you have to apply or file for a separate visa. Once you have determined the reason for your visit, our first step is to complete the online visa application form DS-160. Please visit the US Embassy website of your home country where you will be applying for visa and fill out form DS-160. If you are traveling with your family, make sure to fill out form DS-160 separately for each member of your family, including minors and also the very little ones. I've made a detailed step-by-step video to assist you in completing each section accurately and without errors. The link is in the description box for your convenience, and I assure you it will be immensely beneficial. Please do check it out. After completing and downloading DS-160, the next important step is to pay the non-refundable visa application fee. This process varies because some countries require payment before the interview, while other countries collect fees during the interview. Please check the US Embassy website of your application country for accurate details. If the $185 fee must be paid before the interview, remember to bring the payment receipt. This marks both the second step and the second essential document in your visa application journey. The third step involves scheduling an appointment for your interview. You can conveniently do this online by simply visiting the website of your home country where you will be applying for the visa and select the earliest date and time that is available and suits you best. Normally, children under 13 years of age or adults over 80 years of age are exempted for interview. And in some cases, when applying for a B2 visa renewal, interviews are also exempted. But it is best to check this information on exemptions on the embassy or the consulate website where your interview is scheduled. Now, in some countries, the wait times can be very long. And if you are traveling for medical emergency and cannot wait that long, then first schedule the earliest online appointment that is available on the embassy website, and thereafter request the embassy for an expedited interview date, clearly communicating your specific situation and the urgency of your travel. Please visit the website of your home country to find out how to reach the embassy in this regard. It could be either through a phone call, or through filling out a form, or by sending an email. Now friends, let's organize all the documents required for your visa interview. So basically there are two sets of documents, mandatory documents and additional documents. Mandatory documents are crucial. Without them, your interview won't proceed and you'll need to start the entire B2 visa application process again. And also remember, the $180 fee that you paid won't be refunded. So these mandatory documents are: number 1, a printed copy of DS-160 confirmation page. Number 2, the payment receipt of $185 visa application fee, if applicable, that is where you have to pay the fee before the interview. Number 3, if you couldn't upload a photo during the application, please bring 1 or 2 photographs. You can find the link for photo requirements in the description box. And number 4, your passport, which will serve both as your ID proof and also is the place where your visa will be stamped. Just ensure that your passport is valid for at least 6 months beyond your last intended date of stay in the US. This is very important. Then friends, next are the additional documents. These are materials and documents that the visa officer may request to comprehend your specific situation and determine if you meet the qualifications for the visa. The 3 main types of documents are: number 1, proof of the purpose of your trip. Number 2, proof of your intention to leave the United States after your visit. And number 3, proof of your financial capability to cover the expenses of the trip. And if your trip is sponsored by relatives, evidence of their financial capacity to support your visit. Now friends, let's look at documents that you will need to show the purpose of your travel. Now, if you are traveling for the purposes of tourism, then it will be helpful if you can bring along a basic itinerary or travel plans detailing the places you are excited to visit or see. If you have booking confirmation for tours, attractions, bring that along. But just ensure that these bookings are flexible, allowing for cancellations and refunds in the unfortunate event of a visa decline. If your travel is for visiting family or friends, having an invitation letter from them can be quite beneficial. The letter should include key details such as their name, address in the United States, their phone number, their email address, their relationship to you, the purpose of your visit, and if they are sponsoring your trip, information confirming their commitment to covering all of your expenses. Now friends, if you are traveling for the purposes of getting treated for a medical condition in the United States, then please carry number 1, a copy of medical diagnosis from a local physician of your country explaining clearly your medical condition and the specific reason as to why you need treatment in the United States. Number 2, letter from a physician or a hospital in the United States confirming that they are willing to treat you at their medical facility. It must also be mentioned here how long the treatment might continue and the cost of all medical related expenses like doctor's fee, hospitalization fee, medicines, etc. And number 3, proof that your transportation, entire medical and living expenses in the United States will be paid in full. This is very important. Now you could prove this in the form of bank statements or through certified copies of income tax returns. This could be either you or any person or organization that will be paying for your treatment. And if you're going for medical treatment, I hope you get well soon. Now, if you plan to participate in social events hosted by fraternal, social, or service organizations, then please ensure you bring a copy of the invitation. The invitation should clearly state details such as the date, time, venue, and the hosting organization for this event. And if you are participating as an amateur in musical, sports, or similar events or contests without remuneration, it's important to bring a copy of the official invitation letter from the event organizers. This letter should verify your participation, explicitly stating that you are participating in an amateur capacity. It must include details such as the name of the event, the dates and location of the event, and a clear statement confirming that you are not receiving payment for participation. Bring along an event flyer or brochure if you have one outlining specific details like schedules, activities, and any relevant details about the event you're participating in. Or if you have enrolled in a short recreational course of study that is not intended for academic credit, say 2-day cooking classes while on vacation, it is essential to provide evidence of the non-academic nature of the course. You can carry a brochure of the course or a printout from the website through which you registered. It's crucial to include details about the course content to demonstrate its non-academic nature. Bringing documentary proof that attests to the legitimacy and non-academic character of your enrollment will be particularly important. So friends, these are the specific documents you would need to support the purpose of your travel. Now let's look at the evidence you must carry to show your intent to depart the United States after your trip is finished. It is crucial to provide evidence that demonstrates strong ties to your home country. For example, proof of employment, documentation of personal property such as house or land parcel, and showcasing strong family ties, including your parents, children, especially your spouse. These are essential components. For an added personal touch, carrying a photo of your family can further support your case. Presenting these elements collectively aims to convince the consular officer that you are genuinely interested in returning to your home country rather than prolonging your stay here in the United States. And the third one, the proof you need to carry to show your ability to pay all the costs of the trip. This is critical. The visa officer wants to know if you can support yourself on US soil. They don't want that you travel to the United States and become a burden on their economy. Therefore, in order to demonstrate your financial capacity to cover all expenses of the trip, you can carry your bank statements, a certified copy of your income tax returns, or proof of employment. These documents can collectively serve as evidence that you have the means to bear the costs of your travel to the United States. In those cases where someone else, such as your child or your parent or a relative, is contributing to or sponsoring your expenses, please provide documentary evidence of their financial capability to cover the cost. Now, friends, that we are ready with our documents, let's understand the validity and length of stay on a B2 visa. A B2 visa is typically granted for a 10-year period, offering people flexibility for their visits to the United States. However, the length of each stay is determined by the immigration officer at the port of entry in the United States. It can vary depending upon the purpose of your visit. Generally, the duration of stay can range from 1 month to 6 months, and the maximum permitted stay at one time is 6 months, that is 180 days. Friends, here you will come across two words, visa duration and visa validity. Visa validity refers to the period during which the visa is considered to be legally effective and can be used for entry into the United States. For example, a B2 visa is generally valid for 10 years. So that is the validity of B2 visa. Whereas visa duration refers to the length of time a visa holder is allowed to remain within United States during each visit. That is, authorized stay, which could be 1 month or 6 months upon each visit, even though the visa is valid for 10 years. It's crucial for you, visa holders, to be aware of both the visa validity and the authorized visa stay duration, as overstaying the authorized period can result in immigration issues. Always check the details on the visa stamp in your passport. Now, friends, we know that B2 visa can be issued for a period of 10 years. But normally, passports are issued for a 5-year validity period. Then what happens to my valid visa after my passport expires? Friends, if your passport expires, but you have a valid US visa, then no need to worry. Your visa remains valid even if it's in an expired passport, as long as the visa has not been cancelled or revoked. The visa retains its validity until the expiration date specified on it. It's crucial not to tamper with the visa in your expired passport. Whenever you are traveling to the United States, make sure to carry both your new passport and the expired passport containing the valid US visa for seamless travel and admission to the United States. So friends, in conclusion, I hope you found this guide on B2 visa helpful and informative. While the visa brings enriching experiences, please remember important restrictions such as prohibition on working during your stay and not overstaying beyond your stipulated period of stay in the United States. Another important tip is that you must finalize your travel plans or purchase tickets only after your visa is granted. Always secure your visa first. Here's wishing you safe travels and a wealth of wonderful memories. If you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe for more travel insights. Until next time, bon voyage!